We've won this Air India contract, which was in fact a global RFP for a 10 years hosted PSS solution, which comprises different elements of DCS, inventory, e-ticketing, reservations, frequent flyer program, internet booking engine, customer relationship management module, and a data module, along with all the other interfaces. The challenge for CIOs and airport management is to build capacity which is not over capacity so that their costs increase, at the same time deal with congestion, make sure that the airlines and passengers which are their customers do not find the airports expensive, and they somehow meet their delivery model, their business case, because they are the ones who are putting investment for 30, 40 years to come. So IT, as we discussed, can be used for not only reduction of costs, but also increasing avenues of incremental revenue, increasing security, enhancing the overall customer experience, and increasing loyalty. I could tell you various examples on the airport side. For example, using of shared infrastructure has seemed to be a key enabler to reduction of costs, and the endeavor of Qt and common use self-service kiosks that we've had, and the success of projects globally in this area around the world has proven to be that the same infrastructure, which when used by different users, makes sure that the cost per unit to them is very, very less than what it could have been if they were using it on a dedicated fashion. Similarly, I could go on the air-to-ground communications infrastructure. This today, not only, I would say IT, not only reducing costs or enhancing revenue, plays a very important role in the safety and security. Today, we provide air-to-ground data links with which cockpit and the ground control are in touch. We've established around 27 remote ground stations spanning all over India, providing VHF coverage to all the airlines, which are being very effectively used by the new fleet of aircraft which the airlines have bought. I'm talking specifically of India. More importantly, all over the world, more than 5,000 aircraft use this service. Now, this service basically enables the pilot in the cockpit to not only go on his VHF voice channel and communicate with the ATC, but exploit ACARS, which is Aircraft Communication and Address Reporting System, to the best by not congesting the VHF voice channel, but using the data for modern data link applications like departure clearance, pre-departure clearance, CPDLC, and so on and so forth. All the mission-critical applications are run under a very strict SLA, and SITA is proud to have more than 660 members, which are comprising airlines, airports, ground handlers, and all the other associated stakeholders of the industry. So you mentioned a very important point on taking costs out of the system so that they don't impact the passengers. And all the airport infrastructure program today is, as we discussed, dependent and on the passenger growth, as it were. And essentially, IT and the airport management have to use IT to a level that it works towards increasing elements of cost reduction, enhancing revenues, but not by being a burden to the passengers or the airlines. And cloud computing, virtualization are just elements where we don't need to replicate the infrastructure that's created everywhere in the same definition, but use the infrastructure created at one place. And SITA, I could tell you that in the area of airport management, runs several such installations in South Africa, in other parts of Europe, wherein in Mexico, where in Egypt, wherein we have a core data center, we have a core management operation of AMS, and we possibly run 9 or 10 airports which are light sites connected with that core data center. So thereby we reduce costs for the entire community at large. Clearly, the airports are today trying to deal with one body and one vendor who then controls the various sub-vendors because of accountability, because of achieving economies of scale, and also ensuring that there are no silos within the airport systems, and each of them talk to the other. In this area, there is a very increased awareness on the aspect of collaborative decision-making, which is essentially what you just said, integrating an exchange of information between the various stakeholders. So what essentially happens is you have the airport CDM partners, which are aircraft operators, airport operators, ground handlers, and all stakeholders working very efficiently and transparently to share the data between them. And obviously this has immense benefits towards improved transparency, improved efficiency, and better resource utilization, because now you have better accurate, more timely information. It enables you to be better prepared to face adverse situations and to return back to normalcy. It enables you to improve planning at a network level, because obviously if your turnaround time at an airport is good, you can estimate the arrival time of the next airport. So overall, for the ATM network, this is a great tool. And in Europe, I could tell you many airports, Zurich, Barcelona, Munich, are all adopting this fantastic principle of collaborative decision making. SITA has a very key role and can be a very efficient contributor to this concept of airport collaborative decision making. We today provide solutions that address every aspect of a passenger's journey. So we possibly enable the airport CDM in a very major way. And I see this more and more evolving in Indian airports, with the evolution of airport operation control centers today being adopted by Bangalore. In Mumbai, where we've provided the airport management system, which is the heart system, which basically controls the information and disseminates it to all the stakeholders. So we see this trend growing more and more. And beyond MSI also, there is an increasing awareness towards taking cost out of the system. And today for SITA, it is not important to take cost out of the airlines or taking cost out of the airports, but it is very evident that we need to take costs out of everybody and possibly evolve a best practice wherein the costs for industry at large are minimized. As per our estimates, we do believe that by the year 2020, India would see a dramatic growth in passengers. We are estimating something like 160 to 180 million packs by 2020 in the domestic area. And on the international side, this figure would probably go to 80 million. So approximately around 300 million passengers is estimated by 2020. And clearly, airport infrastructure is key to this growth. And the current development program being initiated by the private airports and AI is definitely delivering and is on the right road. IT has a very strategic role to play. IT has gone beyond being just a traditional infrastructure cost unit to being a key strategic tool to not only reduce costs but enhance revenues. Globally, IT costs have seen to be around 5 to 7%. So if you take around $10 billion, we're talking about, say, 5 to 700 million of IT costs in the coming years. The IT investment drivers are mainly compliance and efficiency, because that's what an airport is targeting. We see today a lesser emphasis for, say, enhancing customer experience or creating incremental revenues, or even using IT as a point of differentiation. So to answer your question, passenger and bag processing are areas that we feel today are keenly in focus. But going forward, there is an increasing awareness to use IT for integrating information exchange between the various stakeholders and using that as a point of differentiation, using this to optimize the airside resource